¡Vamos a seguirlos!
Pretty fancy-looking rig. What they're doing on our land?
Well, maybe they lost their way. Let's get on and find out.
Buenos días, señores.
Yes.
¿Cómo está?
You're on your way to Virginia City. You're off the main road here.
No, señor.
Senores, permit me. I am Mateo Ibarra. Perhaps you have heard of me?
Indeed we have. From my nephew.
Your nephew?
Yes, Will Cartwright.
Guillermo. Ah, then you must be...
Well, I'm Ben Cartwright.
Oh, senor. It is a pleasure. It is a privilege.
Espérate. Vente, vámonos.
Carla, come. Meet Guillermo's uncle. Senor, my wife.
Senora Ibarra?
And Guillermo, how is he?
Fine.
Ah, bien, muy bien. It will be wonderful to see him again.
Well, I'm afraid you're in for a bit of a disappointment. He left on a cattle drive just yesterday morning.
But I must see him, senor. I'm going back to Mexico. I have to be in El Paso del Norte as soon as possible.
But Mateo, if he's not here...
Carla, I must speak to him. If he is not here, we will go where he is.
If it's necessary and urgent,
Oh, it is urgent, senor.
Adam said he'd probably make camp at Harker's Crossing tonight. Why don't you ride over and tell Will that Senor Ibarra's here? And you stay with the horse and Adam, give him a hand with the herd.
Right, Bob.
Gracias, senor.
¡Estúpido! Joseph, come back here! Joseph! Come back!
I want you to get into town. Get Doc Martin to come over to the house right away, and then go after Will.
Right, Bob.
No es nada, Carla mía.
Yo sé, pero no te mueves.
We camp here tonight. No fires. I could have you shot for this, Vicente.
Could you?
My orders were to follow Ibarra and to arrest him if he crossed the border. As long as I am in command, you will obey those orders.
With the sedative I gave him, he'll be all right, except for a mighty sore shoulder for a while.
How soon will he be able to travel?
Right now, if he had to. But I'd give him a few days.
Well, I'll be downstairs if you want anything.
Gracias.
Oh, you'll find a bed and blankets in the bunkhouse right through there.
Gracias, sir. So that's Mateo Ibarra.
You recognize him?
When I was in Texas a few years ago, he and his gang of Comancheros used to practically run the state of Chihuahua. What's he doing here, Ben?
Oh, friend of Will's. Will rode with him for a couple of years.
Will rode with that bandit?
That bandit was fighting for Juarez at the time.
Oh.
Luis. Ven. ¿Qué pasa? Pacheco wants you. Come. Luis, deprisa.
You made good time.
We only got as far as Wolf Hill today. Little Joe caught up with us just as we were making camp. How's Mateo, Ben?
You go on in.
Why didn't you write me you were coming?
You know how Mateo likes surprises. Besides, we thought our journey was a secret.
The realistas have probably been watching him ever since he landed in California. The wonder is they waited 5 years to try to kill him.
Because he was not a threat to them in California. Now he is. Guillermo. We are returning to Mexico.
That's what I hear.
We mustn't disturb him. I wonder if I could have a glass of sherry. As Guillermo knows, it takes money to raise an army.
And you have the money now.
Si. Waiting for us in El Paso del Norte. Enough money to arm and equip 3,000 men.
Well, that should make Juarez pretty happy. From what we read in the papers here, he needs help against the realistas.
Juarez always needs help. Maybe it's because he promises too much. You know, he's always talking about law and justice when all the people really want is food and land.
Well, Senora, without law and justice, what guarantee do the people have that they'll be able to keep their land? Well, I better be getting upstairs. Good night.
Your uncle is a very charming man, Guillermo. And this ranch, this hacienda, it's called the Ponderosa, is it not? Guillermo, are you happy here?
What does Mateo want?
When you ask me like that, I think you know.
He wants me to go back to Mexico with him, doesn't he?
He wants you very badly, Guillermo.
You asked me if I was happy here. I am.
Does that mean you're going to refuse him?
Yes.
I didn't want to come here. I'm sure you are aware of that. I told Mateo I thought it would be a waste of time, that you would refuse him. He said, refuse? How can he refuse? Guillermo, how can you refuse him? Have you changed that much?
I think so.
I wonder. Good night, Guillermo.
We say Ibarra dies now.
But why, Vicente? Why?
Because, Luis, they are very young, have all their lives yet to live, and are impatient to get on with it.
What is the difference if Ibarra dies here or in Mexico in front of a firing squad?
The difference is that we are soldiers, not assassins.
And have you forgotten what Ibarra is?
We were sent to arrest him, not to execute him.
Maximo's right.
Why do we argue? You have made up your minds. You are 3. We are 2. We are outvoted.
But this is wrong. We have our orders. Pacheco's in command. You cannot deny that.
All we want to do is change the orders.
Only on the condition that Ibarra does not die until after we have left the Ponderosa.
What difference does it make?
I will not argue with you, Vicente. Those are my terms.
Pacheco.
Hermano mío.
Now, Mateo, you should be in bed.
What? I do not walk on my hands.
Just the same, don't wander too far, huh?
What, you worried about those pistoleros the realistas sent to kill me?
That's right.
You know the realistas, Guillermo, shoot and run.
Well, don't count on it.
Hey, Guillermo. Hey, you remember that realistas captain? You remember Santa Rosalia? The captain you spanked with the flat of his sword? Huh?
I remember.
With all the people shouting like at a bullfight, Ole! Remember? Ole! What is it, Guillermo?
Carla. She told me you want me to go back to Mexico with you.
Guillermo, it will be like the old days, huh? Only better, much better.
Listen, Mateo.
In a year, maybe less, we'll ride into Mexico City, right up to the presidential palace, huh? With 5,000, no, maybe 10,000 compañeros riding behind us, huh?
I'm not going with you, Mateo.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to stay here. This is my home.
You mean you're going to be a ranchero for the rest of your life? No, I know you're joking. I need you. I do. All of our compañeros are gone. You are the only one that I have left that I can trust, that I can listen to.
Like you listened at San Lorenzo. I shouldn't have said that.
No, no. Do not apologize. No, you're right. I did not listen to you at San Lorenzo, and 200 men were killed. The few of us that were left had to run like whipped dogs. I did not stop running until I reached California.
Mateo, will you just forget it?
No, let us not forget. But let us not pick and choose what to remember, eh? Yes, there was San Lorenzo, but there were also other places, other times. We should not forget those. Huh?
Like Rio Blanco.
Like Rio Blanco. See? A gringo saddle tramp, sitting in a jail cell, drunk, waiting to die in front of a realista's firing squad the next morning. You needed me that night in Rio Blanco, Guillermo. I did not fail you.
Well, you seem to have made a speedy recovery.
Once I rode all day and all night with 3 holes like this one in me. Remember, Guillermo. My horse gave up before I did.
I'm going into town to get some supplies. Anything that you might need?
I'll check, Ben. We'll talk later, Mateo.
See.
Oh, Senor Ybarra is bringing up your breakfast.
Gracias.
If you still have an appetite. Ben? Yep. Ooh.
Here's some leather that needs fixing.
I'll throw it in the back. I'll leave it at the harness shop. Anything else?
No. Ben. Ben, I would like to talk to you.
Buenos dias, amor.
Did you see Guillermo?
See?
And?
He will come with us.
Did he say so?
No, but I could tell in his eyes.
Stop it.
You know, it makes me sad that you do not like Guillermo. Did you once make eyes at him when he did not approve? Querida mia, you forget I am not a well man.
Oh, you are a fool.
A fool, Carla mia. An ignorant man, perhaps, but a fool. No. And I will tell you why. Because I know what I am and what I am not. I am a bandido, a comanchero. I can hunt and I can hide. I can raid a hacendado and set fire to his casa and his crops and steal his cattle and his gold and once his beautiful daughter. But I am not Guillermo. I do not think like a general. I cannot lead an army.
You did once?
To San Lorenzo, to be butchered. That is why I need Guillermo. With him, we can go to Mexico City. Then perhaps you will not hate me when I touch you. Nor yourself for wanting me to.
Four of Mateo's men were killed breaking me out of that jail at Rio Blanco.
I know.
4 men to save the life of one worthless Norte Americano who hit a realista officer who happened to spill my drink.
I know, you told me that.
Yeah, but what I didn't tell you is this. One of those 4 men was Mateo's brother.
His brother?
His name was Esteban. He was a couple of years younger than Mateo. But he was all the family that Mateo had left.
But Will...
Ben, let me finish. About a year later, we rode back to Rio Blanco. Mateo went to visit Esteban's grave. I went with him. And that's where he gave me this.
Stevens?
Yes.
And that was when you took his brother's place?
Yes. And for the first time in years, Ben, I did not feel alone. I meant something to someone, belonged somewhere, with Mateo and his men. And now I've started wondering. Maybe I still do.
No, Will. You don't. You belong here. You see, we're the only family you have left.
Thanks, Ben. I thought so, too. For a while, it seemed right. But then when little Joe rode into that camp and told me about Mateo, I don't know, something happened. I looked at him and Adam and Haas, and I was a stranger to them. Like someone who came to a party by mistake. And I look around here, Ben, and I don't see myself. I see you and the boys. It's yours. You built it, and you belong.
Will. You've been here such a short time. You know, it takes getting used to a new place like this. And then particularly when you start comparing your feelings toward Mateo and toward us. Well, you lived with Mateo. You fought with him. You risked your lives one for the other. Of course, you feel very close to him, but still, we are your family. I know, just a word, but it's a word which deserves a chance for some meaning. Time to gain some meaning. You think about that when you talk to Mateo. Be back around supper time.
Guillermo, Mateo's asleep.
I want to talk to him.
He's drunk. Let him sleep, please.
Well, I wanted to ask him a few questions. Maybe you can answer them. About the money waiting in El Paso del Norte. Where did it come from?
From friends? Why?
You mean the peons, the vaqueros, the campesinos? A peso here and a centavo there?
Well, why do you think it took 5 years?
Well, what about Juarez?
What about him?
Well, doesn't he know Mateo's coming back?
Why should he?
Well, he's still president of Mexico.
Juarez is president of nothing. The realistas have him trapped at Veracruz.
Well, isn't that why Mateo's going back? To help him break out of that trap?
He'll help him if he can.
Who'll decide that? Mateo? Or you?
I have always tried to help Mateo with his decisions.
Like his decision to attack San Lorenzo.
And we had to swim the Rio Grande. ¿No quieres? Bien, mi querida. It was spring, and the river was a mile wide from the flood. When we got on the other side, Guillermo, he poured the water from his boots, and he looked up at me, and he said, "Hey, Mateo, what we need is a navy." Well, maybe we have one this time.
I still have a few things to do. I better get started before it gets too late.
Excuse me. Will? The way Mateo's talking, he still thinks you're going with him. When I left you this morning, I had the feeling you were...
I was, Ben.
What happened?
It was something Luis Hidalgo said to me about Carla. About how she spreads her greed around like a sickness. Then I had a talk with Carla. That's when I made up my mind. I haven't told Mateo yet, but I'm going back with him, Ben.
I just don't understand you. Why?
Carla's hiding something. I don't know what it is, but I know this much. Mateo may think he's going back to help Juarez, but Carla has other plans for him.
What kind of plans? What does she want?
Mexico.
He's got an ambition. What about Mateo? Does he share this ambition with her?
No, Ben. Mateo really wants to help Juarez.
Tell me, has he always been a heavy drinker?
He always liked to drink, but not like I've seen him here.
What's he afraid of?
I think he's afraid of Carla. Of what she may force him to do someday to keep her. He hasn't forgotten San Lorenzo.
Strange man. Talks so big, so grandly about war, and the excitement of action, companionship of danger. Yet in the couple of days he's been here, he strikes me as a man who's afraid, unsure of himself. Now you tell me he's dominated by this woman. And which man is he, Will?
I don't know anymore. Maybe the years have changed him.
Maybe they have. And if they have, is he worth what he's asking you to do?
Was I worth what he did for me at Rio Blanca?
And if those pistoleros are watching, they will think that Carla and I are in the carriage.
I hope so.
And with 3 men guarding it. Oh, very good.
Luis, you leave on the carriage at daybreak. If those men haven't followed you or stopped you by the time you get to Spring River, turn around and come back. We'll be waiting for you in San Francisco.
Comprendo.
Will.
Ben?
Are you sure that you'll be able to get a ship out of San Francisco?
I wired San Francisco. The Westerner leaves on Tuesday for San Diego. From San Diego, we take a coach to El Paso. It's our bodyguards. Luis.
Now, do you see why I want Guillermo with me? He thinks of everything. He does not take chances.
He's intelligent. Experienced. You're lucky to have him as a friend.
Friend, more than just a friend, senor. I may not have another chance. Let me thank you for your hospitality. Would you have a drink with me?
Excuse me.
Senor, you're not happy I'm taking Guillermo with me. Do you not know the reason he's going?
I think I do. Out of a sense of loyalty to you. Gratitude for what you did at Rio Blanco.
That is only the excuse. That is not the reason. It is something else. It is something inside. Not here. Not here. Here. It is a hunger. A thirst that will never go away. I know. In California, the life was good, very good. The sun was warm, the rain was gentle, the earth was rich. I looked at all that I had and I asked myself, why do I want to leave this place? I had no answer. Only the need, the hunger to move on, to go somewhere. It is the same with Guillermo. He and I are very much alike, senor. So learn to say adios. It is something you will say often with your nephew.
Strange. Your words are so eloquent. Why don't I believe them?
I am a man of many words, senor. Which of my words do you not believe?
That word hunger. That my nephew has this hunger, as you call it. Maybe that was true at one time, but not now. Not now that he has a home and a family. No. Now, if he goes with you, he'll go as I said, to repay you for Rio Blanco.
Senor, which other of my words do you not believe?
I don't know. I just hope that what my nephew is doing, he's doing for the right man.
Gracias.
Nada.
Say goodbye to Adam, Huss, and little Joe for me.
Have you decided which man you're doing this for?
It doesn't matter. I've still got a debt to pay.
I was kind of hoping that you thought you'd paid it.
Not yet. Adios. Uncle.
Vaya con Dios, nephew.
Adios, senor.
Guillermo, I need rest.
There's a shack up ahead. We can rest there. Take him inside. I'll get the water.
Sí. Cuidado, ¿eh?
De nada.
Hace mucho mal. Siéntese allá.
Sí.
Mira, ¿quieres un poco de agua?
Ah, sí.
Cuidado.
Vicente, we do this my way.
As long as this is done.
When my horse is rested, I will ride it as far as it will take me. Gracias.
Don Guillermo! Don Guillermo! Hey, Juan Pacheco!
Juan Pacheco?
What's he doing with the realistas?
I want to talk to you alone. Do you hear me?
I hear you. What do you want, Pacheco?
Please come out, Don Guillermo.
You can't go out there. Can't you see it's a trap?
You know why Pacheco is there, don't you? Why does he want me dead? Tell me.
What's this all about, Pacheco?
We want Mateo.
Who's we?
Vicente Morales, Alfonso Máximo, Tomás Santos, and Juan Pacheco.
Whose side are you fighting for now?
Luis told us you thought we were realistas.
Is Luis with you, too?
That's how we knew Mateo would not be traveling south. Luis is no realista, Guillermo. You know that. Nor am I.
It is they who are realistas. The ones who want to make a foreigner Emperor of Mexico.
I don't believe it.
Mateo Ibarra has an agreement with the realistas. They will let him take Mexico City. He will proclaim himself El Gaudillo.
Pacheco, you rode with Mateo. You can't believe that.
We have proof. A warrant for Mateo's arrest on a charge of treason. Signed by Benito Juarez.
There must be some mistake, Pacheco.
I was with the president when he heard the evidence.
What evidence?
From a captured realista officer, General Arriaga, who went to California to negotiate the arrangements.
I can't believe it, Pacheco. You know Mateo. I can settle this right now.
Senor, it is settled. Tell him.
I asked them to give you a chance to save your life, Guillermo. They agreed, because you once served Juarez well.
So did Mateo.
It is not we who have forgotten. It is Mateo himself.
Get on your horse, Guillermo. Ride out. Take the senora with you. Leave Mateo to us.
To be murdered.
Executed.
Well, what are you going to say to Juarez? That you shot him while he was trying to escape?
There's no use arguing, Guillermo. It is decided.
It's not decided. Not until Mateo has a chance to defend himself. Then it's decided.
There's nothing I can do, amigo. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. He was your friend, Pacheco.
That was another Mateo, Guillermo.
You have 1 hour to decide what you want to do.
You're wasting an hour.
It is your life, senor.
The only way we had to raise any money for the army. If the realistas were foolish enough to think they could control you, then why not use them? We could turn on them.
too. Oh, you really had this figured out, didn't you? Right down to that last double cross. Did you know anything at all about this, Mateo?
No, he didn't. I was the only one who talked to the realistas. I planned it all myself.
Well, those Juaristas out there, they don't believe this. Mateo, they called me out to tell me that they were giving me a chance to get out before they kill you.
Take it, Guillermo.
I can't.
Take it! Carla is wrong. I knew what she was doing all the time.
How could you know? I wasn't even going to tell you until we got to Mexico.
Did you think you had to tell me? Do you think I could not guess? I knew. I was pretending I did not know. I did not want to admit it, not even to myself. Not until Carla said it herself a minute ago. I knew. I was for sale. If the Realistas had enough money to buy me, they could have me.
Why?
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 Because I was rotting away in California.
To turn your back on everything you fought for.
What did I fight for, Guillermo? Liberty, justice, freedom?
Yes! You fought for those things. We fought for them.
Maybe once, but that was long ago. Afterwards, I fought because it was the only thing that I knew how to do. Why, what for, who for, it did not make any difference. I fought for Juarez, and before Juarez, for Pedro Iribas, and before Iribas, for Santa Anna. And when the fighting was finished, and they had won, and they did not need Mateo Ibarra any longer, they said that I was a thief and a murderer. And they sent out their soldiers to hunt me down. And I laughed. And I said it did not matter. But it was a lie, Guillermo. It was a lie. Because all the while, I wanted to be the one who rode into Mexico City to sit in the presidential palace and be the hunter instead of the hunted. And she knew. And she wanted it for me. Go with him, Carla. Take her, Guillermo.
If they want to arrest you, Mateo, that's one thing. But to kill you, they're going to have to work for it. If fighting was all you ever lived for, here's our chance to die happy.
I can't let you do this for me.
I'm not doing this for you, Mateo. Not anymore.
Mateo, no. No, please. I don't want you to do this thing. Listen, darling, we can make our life again. Please, Mateo, I don't want you to go out there. Please, I don't want you to.
Adios, mi corazón.
Mateo! No. Kill me. Kill me, too.
Querida.
You will have many opportunities to die, Vicente. Don't be in a hurry to take this one.
Sentí, no puedo vivir.
Vaya con Dios.
Adios.
So you found out which man he was, didn't you, Will?
I think I knew all along, Ben.
Strange, huh? Mateo didn't really do anything treasonous. I don't think he could be convicted.
He found himself guilty in his own mind. That's all that's important to him. Well, I better be getting to bed. I'll be leaving early in the morning. Good night, Ben.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, leaving?
Well, I can't stay here now.
Why not? I mean, where would you go?
Well, I figure on making Shoshone Falls by tomorrow night. I bet the boys could use another hand.
You're not figuring all about that cattle drive.
Ben, I was only gone a short while, but while I was gone, I got a strange feeling for the Ponderosa.
Would you say it was a sort of a hunger?
Yeah.
Good hunger, hmm? Glad you got it. See you in the morning.
Good night, Ben.
Bye.
The stage is almost 2 hours late.
I do?
Well?
Well, what?
Why is the stage late?
I wouldn't rightly know, Mrs. Gable. All I know is the stage left St. Louis on time.
Oh. Stupid man, he doesn't know anything. I only hope the stage gets here in time for the concert tomorrow night.
I knew it. I just knew it. Now, I'm not one to say I told you so, Sarah. But it was a mistake to count on a singer that nobody's ever heard of, much less sing.
You're just offended, Minnie, because you're not singing at the concert. But I think it's high time that we brought real culture to Virginia City.
Minnie may be right, Sarah. For all we know, Thomas Bowers may be just a nobody.
A nobody? Have you forgotten that letter from the Lyceum Bureau in Chicago? Why, he's compared to Count Mario, the greatest living Italian opera singer. Why, they even call him the American Mario. Do you call that a nobody? Oh, there's Hoss Cartwright. I've got to talk to him. Oh, Mr. Cartwright.
Morning, Miss Gable.
I hope your father hasn't forgotten his promise to make the collection speech at the concert tomorrow night.
No, ma'am. He sure ain't. He's got that thing memorized backwards and forwards. He's been practicing it for a week. Ma'am, that's sure a fine thing you ladies are doing, the benefit for the Paiutes. They're certainly going to need that help after the winter they've just gone through.
Oh, yes, those poor, unfortunate people. But I think that's the least we can do for our red brethren, don't you?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Stage coming.
What happened to you?
Plenty. We crossed the river, the ropes broke, and we lost all the luggage. Then later on, we lost a wheel.
All the luggage?
Yep.
Mr. Bowers, I'm Mrs. Gable, president of the Virginia City...
No, ma'am. My name is Simpson. Charlie Simpson, in Ladies' Novelties. Oh, I had some lovely items to show you, fair ladies. But thanks to that fool driver, all my merchandise is now at the bottom of the river.
Oh, I thought you were the famous singer, Thomas Bowers.
No, ma'am.
I'm Thomas Bowers.
Oh, You're Thomas Bowers?
I am, madam.
Oh, but you can't be. I mean, surely there's some mistake.
Mr. Bowers must be exhausted from his harrowing trip, Sarah. Now, aren't you going to take Mr. Bowers to your house to freshen up?
You know I have no guest room in my house. There's a hotel up the street. I'm sure you'll find accommodations there.
Everything we can to get your lost luggage back for you. Well, we'll send some men out first thing in the morning. We'll even drag the river if necessary. Now, you can't ask for more than that, can you?
Yeah, you shouldn't have lost them in the first place.
Right.
Excuse me. Can you tell me when the next stage leaves?
Well, that would be the one you were on. Take a day to clean it up, put a new wheel on. Let's see, day after tomorrow, that'll be Monday.
You mean there's nothing sooner?
Sooner? You're not thinking on leaving before the concert, are you?
I have a feeling there's not going to be any concert. Thank you. Pardon me?
Yes?
My name is Thomas Bowers. I'd like a room, please.
Beg your pardon?
I said I'd like a room, please.
I'm sorry, we're all filled up.
I see. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is all mine.
Yes, sir?
Yes, I'd like a nice large room, with a bath if you have one.
Yes, indeed, sir. I can give you a room with a bath on the same floor. How will that be?
That'll suit me fine.
Will you please sign here, sir?
But, Mrs. Gable, the next issue of the Enterprise doesn't come out till Monday. That's 2 days after the concert is scheduled to be held.
Oh, my, I forgot about that.
But you still haven't told me why you want to cancel the concert.
Well, isn't that rather obvious? How am I ever going to explain to the ladies of the Virginia City Culture Society that I hadn't known that Thomas Bowers was a...
A Negro?
Well, that's not exactly what I meant.
Isn't it, Mrs. Gable? What did you mean?
Oh, Mr. Walker, it's all so embarrassing.
Oh, it shouldn't be. But if you cancel the concert, it will be. For all of us.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Mrs. Gable, as a self-appointed leader of cultural activities in Virginia City, you should have known all about Thomas Bowers. He's quite famous, you know. He's given concerts all over Europe. Now, it seems to me that if the color of his skin didn't bother Queen Victoria, it shouldn't bother the fair ladies of Virginia City.
Queen Victoria? Why, Mr. Walker, are you trying to tell me that Thomas Bowers sang for the Queen?
Why not? He's considered to have one of the greatest voices in America. I understand the Queen was very pleased.
thank you, Mr. Walker. You're a most persuasive man.
And then he gets off of the stage and says, I'm Thomas Bowers. You should have seen Mrs. Gable's face. Looked like she was going to take a fit right then and there. Speak of the devil.
May I have some ham and eggs, please?
And you've got money?
Why, yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Well, that's too bad, because we're all out of food.
Then perhaps I might have a glass of water.
We're all out of water, too. You want a glass of water, boy? There's a horse trough right out in front.
Let him go. Let me have him.
Take it easy. I don't think you fellas want to play around anymore. Do you, boys? Come on, let's go outside. You need to cool off. Come on.
Thank you very much. I guess I wouldn't have stood much of a chance against their odds if you hadn't stepped in.
I don't know. You look to me like you can handle yourself pretty good. I wouldn't have figured a singer could hit like that.
Well, I guess I was so infuriated I didn't know what was happening. But thank you very much, Mr.
Cartwright. Hoss Cartwright.
Mr. Cartwright? I wonder if you could tell me whether there's another restaurant in this town.
Yeah, there's one over there in the hotel. Pretty good food.
No, I'm afraid I wouldn't be welcome there. They've already refused me lodging. Said they were all filled up.
Filled up. We'll find out. There's Jed. He works over there. Hey, Jed? Jed, you got a minute?
Hello, Mr. Cartwright.
Howdy, Jed. Is that true the hotel's full?
I wouldn't know about that, Mr. Cartwright. I gotta go. My lunch is waiting. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess that answers your question.
Don't you worry none, Mr. Bowers. We'll get you something to eat.
But please don't go back to the hotel, Mr. Bowers. There'll only be trouble. Now, if you're hungry, you're welcome to come eat at my place. Oh, it's more than enough if that's what you're thinking. And my daughter's a mighty fine cook.
Well, thank you very much, but I don't want to intrude.
Oh, no, not at all, not at all.
Well, thank you, Mr. Cartwright. And I'm certainly glad you were on my side.
My pleasure, Mr. Bowers. I'll be looking forward to hearing you sing.
I'll be here next time. And I'll fix him. I'll fix him good and proper.
Sure you will.
You don't think he's gonna get away with that, do you? I'll teach him his place. He ain't nothing but a smart, loud mouth.
Sam, simmer down, will you? And give me another steak, will you? That one's cool.
Well, that stuff still isn't gonna get started in this town. You wait and see. I'll fix him. I'll fix him, but good.
Gary.
Pa, what took you so long? Oh,
Mr. Bowers, this is my daughter, Caroline.
How do you do, Miss Caroline?
Bowers? Are you Thomas Bowers, the famous singer that everybody's talking about?
Well, I don't know about the famous part of it.
Oh, but you are. You see, I know all about you.
You can talk later, Carrie. Mr. Bowers is hungry.
How was your trip from St. Louis, Mr. Bowers?
Say, you do know a great deal about me.
A few weeks back, I served at a party at Mrs. Gable's. She's the president of...
Yes, I've met the lady.
Oh. Mr. Bowers, can you really sing in Italian?
Caroline, if you don't stop talking and give us something to eat, Mr. Bowers, he ain't gonna be able to sing in any language.
Run, boy, run!
Is Sheriff Coffey in here?
You got eyes. You see him any place?
The sign on his door said he was out to lunch. I thought he'd be here. I got an important telegram for him.
Oh? Well, let's have a look at it, boy.
Oh, no, sir. I can't do that. It's official business.
Now, if it's official business, the sheriff is duty-bound not to keep it private. You know that. Sheriff, Virginia City. Be on alert for runaway slave. Believed headed Nevada territory. About 35. Tall, powerfully built, well-spoken. Can be dangerous when aroused. Wanted for murder of overseer. Reward $1,000. G. Williams, Chief of Police, St. Louis, Missouri. Fits your friend pretty close, don't it, Cartwright?
Yep. I reckon it could fit a lot of people.
Yeah. Can it? How many fancy talking runaway slaves you seen around here lately? About his age, about the same height as this one.
How come this wire was sent right here to Virginia City?
More than likely, a general notice is sent to all the sheriffs and marshals throughout the whole West.
Now listen to him. Let's go get the black boy.
Sam, wait a minute. What? Why don't you wait for the sheriff? Huh?
What for? Let's just go give him $1,000 worth of help. Come on.
Look, buddy, you get that back over to the sheriff's office, you hear? Tell him what happened. Wait there for him.
Hello, Mr. Cartwright.
Excuse me, ma'am. Mr. Bowers. Sam Kiley and a bunch of the boys are looking for you.
For me? For what?
Well, they got this police bulletin this morning describing a runaway slave that is wanted for murder.
Well, what's it got to do with Mr. Bowers?
Well, ma'am, the way it read, it could have been him. The description and all, the same general size and general build, and it said that he was well-spoken. And it said that he could be dangerous when he's aroused.
They don't know he's here, do they?
Not yet, they don't.
He's no runaway slave.
Ma'am, they sure want to think he is. Besides, we ain't got time to sit around here talking now. I got my rig outside. Come on.
Where'd you plan to take me?
To the Ponderosa, to my home.
It's all right. You can trust the Cartwrights. They're good people.
No. Mr. Bowers hasn't done anything.
Look, ma'am, they ain't gonna stick around here asking no questions once they find him. They're gonna put together a lynch mob that quick, especially after what he done this morning.
Lynch mob?
Now, listen, there's no point in you dear people getting involved in my trouble. Thank you very much for your kindness, and I do hope we meet again soon.
Mr. Bauer. You're not a runaway slave, are you?
And if I were?
Come on.
You got a black man named Thomas Bowers here?
In this hotel? You can't be serious. He tried to get a room here, but I sent him on his way in a hurry.
If it'll be of any help to you, gentlemen, I saw him going down the street just a little while ago with another colored man.
That must be Jed. He's the only other one in town.
Jed. He works here, don't he?
Well, yes, he sweeps up around here.
Where does he live?
Well, I've never actually been to his house.
Just tell me where he lives.
Well, he lives on the edge of town, just past the blacksmith. The people one has to put up with in this town, I tell you.
Now, where is he?
Let him alone.
Somebody shut her up.
Do it me anymore, please.
Ow! Pa, don't tell Pa.
Look, you got about 1 second left before I drive this right through your...
All right, I'll tell you. Horse Cartwright came in.
Well, come on, spit it out.
They went to the Ponderosa.
Ponderosa. Ponderosa. Let's go. Now, you tell anybody where we're going, it'll be the last talking you ever do. Do you understand that, Jed?
you tell nobody. Not a soul. Hear me, Carrie? Carrie, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Pa. I've been listening to you for 18 years. Mind your tongue, Carrie. Pick up after them. Know your place.
Try to be like white folks. Only bring sorrow and hurt to others. You saw that today, girl.
What I saw today was a man. Even if he is a runaway, he's still nobody's slave. But you are, Pa.
Are you losing your mind, girl? I don't belong to nobody. I'm free.
Stop fooling yourself, Pa. You ain't free. You're just a poor, scared flunky. I'm sorry, Pa. Oh, I'm sorry. Pa.
Whoa.
Why are we stopping?
Oh, this dang old team's been dragging the last couple of miles. If I don't stop and let them rest a while, we ain't gonna never make it. And my load shifted on me. Get him pulled back over in the line. Can't spend too much time, though. I'm sure Sam, Kylie, the boys have figured out you're with me by now.
Don't worry, I don't carry a gun. I think that since you're risking such a great deal on a total stranger, you ought to have a look at this.
I don't need no more proof.
Read it, please.
Mrs. Amos Gable, Virginia City, Nevada. Dear Madam, this will introduce Thomas Bowers, who has graciously consented to fill the guest spot at your benefit concert. Best wishes for a successful concert. Respectfully, Arthur O'Neill, Manager, Lyceum Bureau, Chicago, Illinois.
Well, does that make you feel a little better?
How come you didn't show that to Miss Gable?
She took one look at me, and she was in an awful hurry to go in the opposite direction.
Yep, you look tired. You'll be at the house soon, and you can relax.
I'd appreciate that. I haven't had a good night's sleep since we left St. Louis.
Get up.
Hi, Johnny. Hi, Sheriff.
Wonder where Sam and his boys off in such a hurry.
I reckon they're after the runaway slave.
Runaway slave? What are you talking about, boy?
They tell you about it in this.
Here? Well, how did Sam know about this? Did you show it to him?
I couldn't help it. I was looking for you, and they grabbed it away from me.
Well, all right. What's done is done. I sure would like to know where them hotheads are off to. Give me that thing.
Sheriff.
Yeah?
Jed, what in the world happened? You been in a fight?
Yeah. They made me tell them where horses take Mr. Bowers. I didn't want to, so they...
Who in the world did that to you?
Sam, Kylie, and the others. I don't care if he hurts me as he said he would. I just ain't gonna let him get Mr. Bowers.
Now, don't worry about that. I won't let that happen. But where was they heading?
The Ponderosa. They're after them, Mr. Coffey. If they catch up with them, they'll hurt him real bad.
Thank you.
You done the right thing, Jed.
Yeah. Maybe it's about time I did.
Oh, this is Mr. Thomas Bowers, a famous singer.
Bowers? Welcome to the Ponderosa.
These are my brothers, Little Joe and Adam.
How are you?
Mr. Bowers had sort of a rough time on the stage, and he needs some rest pretty bad, Paul.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we'll try to make it comfortable. Joe, I'd like to show Mr. Bowers to the guest room.
Right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
It couldn't just be that he had trouble getting accommodations in town.
Yeah.
That figures.
But that ain't why I brought him here. Fact is that Sam Kiley and a bunch of the boys are after him. They're on their way out here right now.
What? After him? What for?
Oh, they think he's some sort of a dangerous runaway slave or something. But he ain't, and I know he ain't.
Oh, well, I wish I had your faith in human nature. Ever stop to think what could happen to Pa if Bowers is that runaway slave?
Well, we can take care of Kiley.
That's not what I mean. You've heard of the Dred Scott decision?
No.
Yes, it was just handed down by the Supreme Court. A slave, even in free territory, is still the property of his master. Therefore, an escaped slave is a fugitive from justice. And anyone who offers him sanctuary is an accessory to the crime.
What kind of dang law is that?
I know, but nevertheless, it's the law, the new law of the land. Pa could go to prison if Bowers is the runaway slave.
Runaway slave with a man I just brought upstairs?
No. There was a warrant for the arrest of a runaway slave in town, and Sam Kiley and a bunch of the town loafers got it in their head that Mr. Bowers was that runaway slave.
House thinks that they're on their way out here.
What do they think they're going to do? Take him by force?
Of course not. Bowers will stay right here until there's positive proof of his identity. A man is innocent till he's proven guilty. That's also a law of the land.
Do you think you can convince Kiley of that? Here he comes.
Who?
Howdy, Sam. Anything we can do for you?
No, Ben. Something we're gonna do for you. We're gonna take that black off your hands, take him back for the sheriff.
Well, if you're referring to Mr. Bowers, I'm afraid you've come out here for nothing.
Look, Ben, you're a law-abiding man. You wouldn't be protecting any runaway slave, would you? Or maybe Hoss didn't tell you who it was that he brung out here this morning.
Well, Sam, whatever Hoss did or did not tell me is none of your business.
It is my business, Ben, if he's a runaway slave.
No, it isn't. And even if he were, you still come out here for nothing. It just so happens that the man inside is Thomas Bowers, the world-famous singer.
You can't prove that.
Well, I don't have to. Sam, why don't you and your boys just get along? Whatever has to be done, we'll discuss with the sheriff first.
I'm warning you, Cartwright. If you don't hand him over...
If we don't, what are you going to do about it?
Oh, hold on, Sam. You said there wasn't going to be no fighting.
Don't you worry, Luke. There ain't gonna be no fighting. Sam, just what do you think you're doing out here?
Well, I'm only trying to be a good citizen, Sheriff. I'm trying to protect all of us from that runaway murderer they got in there. He tried to kill me this morning with his bare hands.
Yeah. I don't reckon he cared too much for all that fine food you served him, Sam.
We just came out here to escort your prisoner back to town for you, Sheriff.
Sam, you ain't my deputy, you know that. But maybe you forgot when you read that wire addressed to me mentioning about that reward money. Now, you boys better get back to town right now.
Come on, fellas.
Ben, I gotta talk to you about all this.
Well, go ahead, Roy.
Where's Bowers at?
Inside, resting.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to take him into custody.
Now, how come, Roy? You ain't got no proof that he's that slave.
Not yet, no. But I saw him in town this morning, and from the description in that wire, I can't say for sure that he ain't the slave, and neither can you.
Now, what does that mean?
Bowers come here from St. Louis, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah. Well, so did the slave. Now, ain't it just possible that he could have bushwhacked, even killed Bowers, and took everything he had on him, including that letter, and posing as Bowers, wearing Bowers' clothes, got on that stagecoach for Virginia City? In that case, Ben, you'd be harboring a murderer and an imposter.
Now, hold on a minute, Roy. There's a very easy way to settle it. Let's ask Mr. Bowers to sing something. He's a singer.
Well, I don't see what that'd prove. Most of them slaves can sing.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be proof positive. I guess we have no choice, Hoss. Joe would ask Mr. Bowers to come on.
Right.
I'll go with it.
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. Paul, you said that the law of the land was that a man is innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yes, I did.
So what's the big hurry in taking him into jail, Roy?
Hoss, it don't make no difference whether he's guilty or whether he ain't. At this stage of the game, I've got to take him into custody for the protection of, well, the people in Virginia City, you Cartwrights, and the fella inside if he's really Thomas Bowers.
Hey, Pa! Bowers is nowhere in the house. He's gone.
Hold it, mister. You ain't going nowhere. I'm taking you into custody.
He's doing it for your good, Mr. Bowers.
Oh, is he?
Now, look, I've been trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you ain't that slave, what are you trying to run off for?
Because I've had enough of Virginia City fair play, and because I think I'm the best judge of what's good for me.
I can't go along with that. Now, I can stop a man like Sam Kiley from doing something out in the open, but I can't stop him from sneaking around in private, getting people all stirred up. You understand?
He's right. He's absolutely right. There's no telling how far a man like Sam Kiley will try to go.
Yes, I know. Well, I suppose I don't really have any choice in this matter, do I?
Not until I get positive identification. Now, as soon as I get back to town, I'll wire St. Louis for pictures and further information, but that's going to take a few days. Meanwhile, you better come along with me.
It's your move, Hoss.
You moved there, right?
You don't seem to have your mind on the game.
You got another visitor. From what I hear about her cooking, she's going to be more than welcome.
You'd be more than welcome with or without cooking. How do you do, Miss Caroline?
There's enough here for you, too, Mr. Cartwright. Have some.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I might just do that.
Oh, this is wonderful, wonderful. You will stay and have some with us, won't you?
No, I have to get home to Pa. He's waiting for his lunch, too.
Oh, yes, I heard what happened to your father. I'm very sorry.
Oh, Pa's fine. Better than ever.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Still, I can't help but feel that if I hadn't come here, all of this wouldn't have happened.
If you hadn't come here, Mr. Bowers, Pa may never have faced something very important. I hope you enjoy your lunch.
Oh, we will. Thank you very much.
Bye, Miss Smith.
I'll be back later to pick up the dishes, Sheriff.
Any old time, Miss Caroline.
Hello, Miss Gable.
Oh, this is just too much, Sheriff. It's too dreadful. I've just heard the news about Mr. Bowers, or whoever the man is. With all those tickets sold and people coming from miles around to hear the great opera singer. Oh, what shall I do?
Well, you can always get a substitute. Now, Minnie Watkins has just been chomping at the bit to sing.
No, that's impossible. I've already turned her down once, and I won't humiliate myself by asking her now.
Well, that's up to you. All I know is that Bowers won't be able to make it.
Bowers. From the very first, I was against having that man sing.
You were?
Of course. Only I let Mr. Walker talk me out of canceling the concert. How will I ever explain to the audience that the great opera singer that I've been advertising all over town is nothing but a runaway slave wanted by the police?
Now, Mrs. Gable, I'm afraid you got your facts confused. Now, Mr. Bowers and the runaway slave are two distinct personages. It's just that we ain't sure which one we got in the jail cell there.
Well, what's the difference? You and I both know they're all alike.
Never mind, horse. I've heard that kind of talk before. Many, many times.
Yeah. I reckon if one heard it enough, he'd finally get used to it.
No, you never get used to it.
Oh, I do hope there won't be a hitch. Oh, I wonder how they'll take my announcement that you're going to sing.
Well, look who's here.
Well, look at that. Walking right in here as though they're as good as other folks. Got a lot of gall coming in here. Jed, you got a short memory.
You don't frighten me anymore, Mr. Kiley. Maybe you can still hurt me. But you don't frighten me anymore.
Maybe we'll see about that some other time, Jed.
I am a man of peace. But I ain't running away anymore.
Excuse me. Carolyn, Jed, a couple of seats for you.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright.
It's a free country, ain't it? Those Cartwrights think they own the whole town. Did you see that?
Hey, pipe down, Sam. The fun's beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to tell you that due to unavoidable circumstances, our famous guest star, Thomas Bowers, will not appear tonight.
Mrs. Gable, why don't you tell him why he's not going to be here? Because we're being cheated. There ain't no Thomas Bowers. There's just that runaway slave over there in the jail. And you can thank me that he's over there, not free to run around and kill somebody.
Yeah, we want our money back. We want our money back.
Quiet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please be quiet? Please. And let's not forget why we're holding this concert. It's for a worthy cause, so that we can buy food and medicine and supplies for an Indian tribe that needs your help, and they need your help this year very badly. You know that.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. As I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, Miss Minnie Watkins has graciously consented to stand in for Mr. Bowers and furnish us with several of her delightful selections. But first, our esteemed pianist, Simon Reed, will open our concert with the Turkish Rondo by Wolfgang Mozart.
Where's the sheriff?
Probably in his office.
Oh, I didn't look there. I thought everybody was going to be here. I got this message here for him about that runaway slave.
Come on, let's go.
Sheriff Roy Coffey, Virginia City, Nevada. In your inquiry, runaway slave Hezekiah Randolph. Latest report confirms he is not in your territory. Last seen heading for Canadian border. G. Williams, Chief of Police, St. Louis, Missouri.
What'd I tell you?
Well, don't just stand there gaping, boy. Get over to Mrs. Gable at the concert hall and tell her Mr. Bowers will sing.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Bowers, we got some good news for you. You're free.
I heard. Yes, sir, just in time for you to get over to the concert for your first song.
I don't intend to do any singing here.
What?
Try and put yourself in my place, Mr. Cartwright. Try and imagine yourself being hated, despised for no reason whatever. From the moment I stepped off the stage into this town, I've been treated like something subhuman. An animal. How could you ask me to sing for people like this?
Mr. Bowers, a man, a sensitive man like yourself, surely realizes that the Sam Kileys of this world must find someone they can belittle, someone they can make feel subhuman, in order to somehow make themselves feel more important, superior.
I'm not worried about the Sam Kileys and that kind. I made up my mind a long time ago not to have anything to do with them.
But, Tom, what about all the other folks? I mean, that hall over there is packed plumb full of folks that came just to hear you sing.
Don't fool yourself. They came to see a freak, a black man that sings Italian opera. That's better than a dancing bear.
I guess I'd better get over to the concert hall and tell them you won't be singing.
I'd appreciate that. Well, I'm sorry to let you down, Horse.
Don't worry about that, Tom. You know, it's sort of funny. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like, well, it's sort of like you ain't acting no different from that Miss Gable. I know you're angry. I can understand that. Good Lord only knows you got plenty of reason to be. But, Tom, supposing the whole town was against you. Now, are you going to change anything or make anything better by running out? You know, I sort of had you figured for a braver man than that, Tom. Look here. There's some folks that's going to always be on your side. Then, of course, there's always going to be a few that ain't never going to be. And we both know that, don't we? But what about all them other folks that ain't made up their minds yet? And that hall over there is packed plumb full of folks just waiting to make up their minds. Are you going to pass up this opportunity by running out on them, too?
Appear to be all my love, my sight, my light, all my life, so beautiful that my heart anxiously is waiting. That beauty wounded and made me fall in love. It will ne'er be erased from my heart. The thought that my heart the thought that our hearts
Il pensier di poter palpitar l'ai dai d'amor. Io sospir il matir che m'affanna e strazia il cor, e strazia il cor. Bella sì, che il mio cor di dolor mordì, sì morrò.
Sam, I bet you never thought you'd get knocked flat by one of them opry singers, huh?
You got a big mouth. You know that?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been very kind.
Sing us another one, Mr. Bowers.
I'd be very happy to. From the works of the distinguished composer of Italian opera, Rossini, I'd like to sing the La Calunnia aria from the Barber of Seville.
E un venticello, una reta assai gentile, che sensibile e sottile, leggermente e dolcemente, incomincia a sussurrar. Dalla bocca fuori uscendo, lo schiumazzo va crescendo, prende forza da poco a poco, vola già di loco in loco, sembra tuono la tempesta che nel sen della foresta va fischiando, brontolando e ti fa raggelar. Alla pintura bocca in scoppia si propaga, si raddoppia e produce un'esplosione. Colmi un colpo di cannone, colmi un colpo di cannone, un tremoto temporale, un tremoto temporale, un tremoto temporale che fa l'aria rimbombar, un tremoto temporale, un tremoto temporale, un tremoto temporale che fa l'aria rimbombar. E il meschino calunniato, avvilito, calpestato, sotto il pubblico flagello per gansarte va crepor. Il meschino calunniato, avvilito, calpestato, sotto il pubblico flagello per gran sorte va crepar. Sotto il pubblico flagello per gran sorte va crepar. Sotto il pubblico flagello per gran sorte va crepar. Si va crepar, si va crepar, si va
Hurry it up, boys. We've got plenty of work to do. Be right with you, Bull.
Howdy, how you doing, sir?
Fine.
My mount stumbled up the road here a piece. He's gone lame on me. I was wondering maybe I could stable him here until I can find a vet or something.
Oh, let's have a look at him. Boss? Boy of mine is as good as any vet around.
Looks like that little pony's in some pain.
Yeah, it's his right foreleg.
Take a little, boss. My sons Adam and Joe Cartwright.
Dev Farnham.
How are you?
Yeah. In relation to Davry Farnham, the preacher? You his boy?
That's right.
Well, often heard your father preach. How is he?
He's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Terribly sorry.
No, I gotta go sometime.
Afraid I got some bad news for you. You got a broken bone in that foreleg. It ain't gonna heal. It's gonna get more and more painful.
Well, I guess there's only one thing to do.
Seems a terrible shame. He's a mighty good-looking pony. How long you had him?
2 or 3 years, I guess.
You want me to do it for you?
Why?
Well, normally a fella that's had the same mount for 2 or 3 years finds this sort of thing hard to do.
Well, not this fella.
He sure is a cool customer.
His father was known as a very warm-hearted man.
What do you think of him?
No, look, I can't afford him. I'm broke.
Oh, come on, you take the horse. You pay us for him when your luck runs a little better.
I don't want to owe anybody any money.
Well, come on, don't be so bullheaded about it. This is no country for a man on foot. You ought to know that.
I do know that. I was thinking maybe I could work out the price of the horse.
I say, that's not a bad idea. All of our men are out in a cattle drive.
I'll get at it. Put my gear in the bunkhouse and I'll get at it.
This is a strange one.
Well, we can use the help.
Hi, Dev. How are those blisters on your hands?
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah, I brought you some salve. You put it on there. It's good for them. You're not used to ranch work, are you?
Nope.
What do you do ordinarily?
I'm a hunter.
Hunter, you're not gonna find much game around these parts.
Oh, it depends upon what kind of game you're looking for.
A bounty hunter?
Yeah, does that shock you?
Doesn't shock me. Just surprises me a little, that's all. A minister's son.
Yeah, why?
Hunting down men, living alone, no friends.
That's what I like about him most.
Hope this salve helps.
Pete, you all right?
For sure. Well, what's the trouble?
Who's he?
Pete Burnside. Old Pete the Swamper, they call him. Cleanup man at one of the saloons.
Looks to me like his specialty's cleaning up bottles.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Come on, Pete. I'll get you home before you get in any more trouble.
It's okay, little Joe. I'm all right.
Well, we're just gonna take you home anyway.
Why don't you just leave him here? He's nothing but a drunk.
He's got a little shack in the alley. Help me with it. Come on, give me a hand with it.
Thanks, little Joe. I'm okay now.
Yeah, I know you're okay, Pete, but I think we'll just help you right inside anyway.
I don't need any help, little Joe.
It's our pleasure, Pete.
I don't need any help, little Joe.
No, not much, you don't. There you go.
That you, Pop?
Hey, Holly, how long you been in town?
Hello, little Joe. Pop, you promised.
Oh, I forgot, Holly.
Forgot what?
It's supposed to be a secret where I am, little Joe. You see, there's this here European nobleman that's been pestering me to marry him, and he just won't let me alone.
Holly,
he won't take no for an
please, Holly. Please, now, that's what got you in trouble before, because you just don't seem to want to tell the truth. Now, what's it all about? Are you running from the law?
No, honest. I'll swear to that on my mother's Bible.
Never mind, Holly. All right, Pete, what's it all about?
She never should have come here. It's the first place you look.
Who'll look?
Well, where else could I go but home? Little Joe, you can help me.
No, wait a minute, Holly.
Sure he will. The Cartwrights always help us.
And this wouldn't be any bother to you, little Joe. Now, all you have to do is hide me out at the Ponderosa.
Hide you?
It's the last time I'll ever ask anything of you, little Joe.
Oh, Holly, I've heard that so many times before.
Little Joe, you always know when I'm fibbing. Now look at me. I'm scared. Scared right through to the bone. If I can't turn to you,
All right, then tell me what it's all about.
I can't. Honest.
Holly, you want me to help you, but you won't tell me anything.
Little Joe, can't you please help me without asking questions?
All right. All right, you can stay at the Ponderosa a couple of days. We'll pick you up after dark. That way you can hide in the supply wagon.
Thank you, little Joe.
You want to thank me, Pete? You lay off the bottle. For Holly's sake.
I'll try.
Okay. We'll pick you up after we load supplies.
Little Joe, the Cartwrights I can trust, but how about him?
Oh, I'm just a hired hand, ma'am. I obey orders. Besides, I don't have any interest in your troubles.
Oh, boy, when there's trouble to be found, you can trust Holly Burnside to fly to it like a homing pigeon. And it's up to somebody else to get her out of it.
Why is that?
Why is what?
Why is it up to somebody else to help her? Why don't you let her scramble for herself?
Because she's Holly. She's a friend. Friends help other friends. That's what they're for.
Sounds to me like a good reason not to have friends.
Of course you can stay here, Holly, for as long as you like. We've missed you.
Thank you.
I think I'll get some coffee for everybody.
Hey, Pa, see if Hopsing has any of those cookies in the kitchen, will you?
Yeah.
Holly, what's the matter?
Oh, it's just these dizzy spells I keep getting. I am dead tired and would like to go to bed.
Dev, take Holly up to the room. I'll get your bag.
If I could just lean on you a little. No, I guess all any woman wants is a man to lean on once in a while.
Dave, we're on our way to church in town. You want to ride along with us?
No.
Only you mind spending a little time with Holly? She's still not feeling too well. It's kind of lonely for her.
Yeah, well, I do mind.
It scares you, doesn't it, Dave, when you feel yourself on the verge of liking somebody?
Oh? I wasn't aware I was even on the verge.
Not really. I seem to notice the last few days, if Holly so much as smiles at you, you find an excuse to get away from her.
You talking nonsense, boy?
I don't think so.
I do.
Then why do you object just to spending a little time with her?
Sunday's my day off. Why did you spend my day off nursemaiding?
Because you need the money. We'll pay extra wages if you just spend a little time with Holly.
Listen, that's fair enough.
All right, we're gonna leave right now. We promised Holly we'd see her father before church.
Don't let me detain you.
Joe, that's you and I go and check on Peter.
Right.
You two fellas go ahead on.
He's not another drunk.
Pete? It's Ben Cartwright.
He's probably sleeping it off. I'll try again after church.
You done good, Pop. Now then, where's your daughter?
I keep telling you, I don't know.
Sure you do. Where is she?
I ain't seen her since she run off.
You know what? Right after you tell me where Holly is, I'm gonna buy you a big bottle of red-eye.
I don't want any.
Yes, sir. A whole bottle of red-eye. All for yourself. Nobody can say Jamie Boy Briggs hasn't a soft heart.
Soft heart, huh? Well, I heard different. I heard...
You know what a liar Holly is.
I don't know where she is. I don't know. I don't know!
You ain't gonna be so foolish as to not tell me what I want to know.
No. Jamie. No. Jamie, no. Jamie.
Hello.
Anything I can do for you?
Not a thing.
Okay.
I would like a little company, though.
All right. Gotta tell you, I'm not a very good conversationalist.
This is awful nice of you.
No, it isn't nice of me. I'm getting paid for this. Cartwright's giving me a full day's wages just to fetch and carry for you until they get back from church.
Did you have to tell me?
I like to keep the record straight.
I wish you hadn't. It'd be more fun to think you were visiting on your own.
I'm sorry.
Some conversation.
Listen, I told you that I wasn't very good at this.
Would you like to read to me? My eyes are tired from all the sewing.
If you'd like me to read to you.
Would you get my sewing basket? There's a book in it. You know, my eyes aren't really tired. The truth is, I never went to school long enough to learn to read good. I wonder why I fib so much.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I guess it's because I was always nothing. So I'd make these big lies up to make people think I was really something. Then I get to believe in the lies myself.
That's a Bible.
I take it with me wherever I go. It's the only thing I have of my mother's. The 23rd Psalm is my favorite.
The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Amen.
Don't read it like that.
Like what?
Like you're making fun of it, like you don't believe it.
But I don't believe it.
You don't believe in the Bible?
That's right. Oh, don't worry. God isn't going to strike me down with a lightning bolt or anything like that.
What kind of upbringing did you have that you talk like that?
My father was a minister.
Minister? Well, then what happened to you?
Unto thee will I cry, O Lord, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit.
That's not the 23rd Psalm.
No, that's the 28th Psalm.
What's it mean?
It means to me that I called him, and he was stone deaf. And that I went down in the pit.
I hardly ever understand a word you say.
It's probably just as well.
But you know something? Dumb as I am, nothing that I am, I'd rather be me than you.
That's your privilege. You want me to read some more to you?
Listen.
What?
If you listen real hard, you can just barely hear the steeple bells from town. Church must be over.
Pete! Pete. Pete. He's been shot.
Let Holly know. I didn't tell.
What? What'd you say?
I'm just no good drunk, but I didn't tell. Oh.
Joe, you better tell Holly about this. Get the sheriff one.
Sheriff has a posse out looking for the killer.
They'll never...
We'll make sure everything works out fine. What's the matter with you? Was that asking too much?
I'm quitting, Cartwright. You tell your father that I'll pay him what I owe on that horse as soon as I can get it.
We won't lose any sleep over it.
Well, in that case, I'll just be on my way then.
Do I know you?
No, I know you, Wetzel.
Where from?
Oh, 100 different towns, 100 different names, 100 different faces. But you're always the same. You're a slimy no good.
Oh, now, wait a minute, mister.
You know how I find you? I ask around town, who is the greediest, most gutless tin horn in this whole town? Well, in Virginia City, his name's Wetzel. He's got your face.
What do you got against me, mister?
I haven't got anything against you. I just want to talk a little business with you, that's all.
Business? What kind of business?
I'm a bounty hunter.
Oh?
You're gonna help me nail the man I'm after.
Who?
Jamie Boy Briggs.
I hadn't even heard he was back in town.
Well, he murdered a man this morning. I doubt if he's out advertising it.
He the one who killed Pete the Swamper?
Yep.
You sure?
I'm reasonably sure I'm not a judge.
Well, I'm not agreeing to anything, but there's no harm in listening.
All right. I was on Jamie Boy's trail. My luck went a little sour on me. Had to take myself a job. I knew that Jamie Boy's wife had run off from him. He's been looking for her ever since. I found his wife.
What good is that?
I figure that if he knows where she is, he'll come out of hiding.
And then you nail him.
Mm-hmm. That's a $5,000 nail, Wetzel. You get 1/5. That's $1,000 for doing your part.
My part, huh? It's about time we got around to talking about that.
All you have to do is tell Jamie Boy that his wife's out the Cartwright Ranch.
And just like that, he believes me, huh?
Well, he'll believe this.
A Bible?
That's Jamie Boy's wife's Bible. She takes that every place she goes. Open it up. Look at the name in the front there.
Holly Bell Burnside Briggs.
$1,000, Wetzel. When's the last time you ever saw $1,000?
It's been a long, long time.
You done real good. Jamie Boy ain't one to forget.
What about him? What are you doing? He'll hear you.
There's rope in my saddlebag. Go get it.
Holly? Holly! Where's Holly?
Holly's up in her room. Get her, Joe.
Right.
Easy. Easy.
Holly.
Gas in your head.
I'm gonna be all right.
What happened? Deb, what happened?
Pa, Holly's not in her room.
Huh?
Holly's not in the room.
He's got a bad gash in his head. We'll get the boys to look for her. She didn't disappear into thin air.
Right.
So, when I came to, I was tied. Took me the whole rest of the night just to get myself free. Oh, boy. Wetzel. Double-crossed me. Do you know that right now I would have had Jamie Boy $5,000?
Oh, well, let's all cry about your losing the reward money. Never mind what happened to Holly.
Oh, listen. She got away from her husband once. She can do it again.
Well, it's gonna be a little tougher for her this time.
What do you mean?
She's gonna have a baby.
Yeah, Holly finally opened up last night at supper. She was hardly more than a child when she ran off and married Jamie Boy. And by the time she found out what kind of a fella he was, it was too late. Her one thought was to hide out until the baby was born so she could give it away for adoption.
Well, at least she has sense enough not to want to keep it.
Oh, no. She wants that child more than anything in the world. But she's willing to give it up just so that Jamie Boy can't ever get near it.
I see.
Let me ask you something, Dev. Would it have made the slightest bit of difference to you if you had known about the baby?
Look, I'm a bounty hunter. Bounty hunters can't afford to be sentimental.
That's what I thought.
Oh, you sure make it hard for a body to believe that you're your father's son.
Why?
Your father was a warm-hearted man, a God-fearing man.
Yeah. Preacher Farnham. Devery Farnham Sr. He was kind, he was generous. He devoted his whole life to helping other people. What did he get for it?
Well, now, I don't know. You never told me. What did he get for it?
Sunday morning, April 12th, 3 years ago. My father's holding a little church service out in a clearing. Frontier town didn't have a church. You've heard my father preach, Mr. Cartwright.
It was a privilege.
Then, you know how eloquent he was and how sincere, how moving. He really believed.
Does that surprise you?
No, it didn't then. Not that morning. I believed, particularly that morning I believed. My father was so inspired. Just then, we dropped to our knees. Just then, when the hosannas were the loudest. Just when we were all really feeling the Holy Spirit. Just then, the Indians attacked. I got a Tommy Hawk in the back of my neck. I was paralyzed, and my father, well, the Indians thought I was dead, but I was very much alive. I saw my father. Preacher Farnham killed, Preacher Farnham's wife killed, Preacher Farnham's 2 daughters killed, and Preacher Farnham's other son killed.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. Because I don't want it from anybody.
You mustn't blame the whole world for that.
No, no, not the world. God.
Dev.
Why not? You'd still worship a God who would allow that kind of thing to happen.
I don't think that's for me, or you, or any mortal man to judge.
God moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. That's what you're saying to me.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
The only wonders I've ever seen are the devil's. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to get dressed. I got a lot of things to do.
Dev? If you find it so easy to believe in the devil, how come it's so hard for you to believe in God?
You following me, Cartwright? You soul savers. You don't give up easy, do you?
But you get one thing straight, Farnham. I'm not here to sing you any hymns. I've even given up trying to like you.
Well, then?
You're looking for Jamie Boy Briggs, and I'm trying to help Holly. I don't see any reason why we can't work together.
Boy, I do.
What's your reason?
I like to travel alone, Cartwright.
Please, I don't want any trouble.
Why did you cross me, Wetzel?
I couldn't help myself. I made a slip, and right away Jamie Boy figured out that I was setting him up for somebody else. He made me tell him everything. All I want to do is get out of here.
Not just yet. Now, where is Jamie Boy, Wetzel?
I don't know. I swear I don't know.
You better give it to me straight, Wetzel.
Hold it.
Oh, boy, Cartwright. For the last time, will you just mind your own business?
And for the last time, what concerns Holly is my business.
Well, why don't you find your own trail?
Oh, I like yours better. So you might as well get used to having me around. All right, where is she?
He took her north to Reedville.
I want the truth.
You got it, Reedville.
All right. Then I'll just take you along with me. That way you'll be right there handy to deal with in case I don't come up with Jamie Boy.
Okay. The last time I saw them was in an old abandoned miner's cabin about 20 miles south of here. On the old Canyon Trail.
Thanks a lot for your valuable assistance.
Jamie Boy's wife, is she all right?
Yeah, she's kind of weak and tired. Even Jamie Boy knows that. That's why they ain't traveling. They're resting instead of heading right for the border.
How come they let you go?
I'm supposed to be bringing them food supplies. All I want to do is get out of here.
You're coming with me.
With us.
What about the bounty?
Oh, it's all yours, Dev. I don't want any part of it.
Me neither. You can forget about the $1,000 as long as I don't have to go with you.
I've already forgotten about that. You're coming along.
Are you that afraid of Jamie Boy?
You know what a life means to Jamie Boy? A fly to be swatted. Something that crawls out of a rock to be stomped on.
The image of his paw, that's what he'll be. And we'll be pals, me and the kid. I'll teach him everything I know.
How to change the brand on a Russell steer. How to carve notches on a gun.
We'll understand each other, me and the kid. I won't even have to tell him what to do. He'll just know somehow and do it.
Suppose he's not like you. Suppose he has a mind of his own.
Then I'll just have to learn him better is all. I wonder what's keeping Wetzel. I'm hungry.
Get back on your horse, Wetzel.
Give me a couple of more minutes, will you, mister?
Get back on your horse, Wetzel.
Give him a minute. He's not used to this pace.
Thanks, mister.
Noble Cartwright heart bleeds for scum like that?
Oh, why is he scum? Because he double-crossed you?
That's a pretty good reason.
Is it any worse than what you did to Holly, using her as bait to catch her own husband?
Kind of playing with fire, ain't you, mister? Prodding him like that. He just could get real riled.
I hope so. Even anger would be a step in the right direction for a man who's given up feeling anymore.
another horse out there somewhere. So do I.
See, I told you he was here. What about me now?
What about you?
Well, can I leave now? Please. I'm no good. I'm no good in a fight. Just thinking about flying lead makes me all sick inside. Let me go. Please, let me go.
All right, you can go. You just be real quiet about it, Wetzel.
Sure. Sure. Anything you say.
How come?
He's just gonna get in the way.
I had a funny feeling you felt sorry for him.
Did you? Jane Boy's picked himself a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. There's no cover.
Well, got any suggestions?
Well, I could come in from the front. Zigzag from rock to rock, try to keep his attention on me. That way he might be able to sneak in from the side without being seen.
He'd be taking a pretty big chance. That boy's good with that gun.
You got any other ideas?
Yep. I'll do the zigzagging.
Oh, why you?
Well, I'm gonna be taking that whole reward, so just figures I better be taking the big risk.
Still not accepting any favors, right?
Nope. Listen, something should happen to me. I want you to give Holly that reward. She'll be needing that to raise her baby right.
Well, well. If it ain't the bounty hunter, I might have known. Well, that takes care of the bounty hunter. Let's go, Holly.
No.
Now, simmer down. Now, what do you got against me, Holly? You know you're my lawful wedded wife. Now, let's go.
Okay, let's just hold it right there.
So, you were playing possum, huh, bounty hunter?
Let's just get the girl out of here.
No. You're not about to shoot a woman, are you? Huh?
Get the girl out of here.
Now you're making it easy, bounty hunter.
Jamie!
Is it bad?
No, it's just my arm.
We'll get it taken care of. There's no hammer on your gun.
No?
Did you know about that when you stood up against him? Well, then what did you do it for?
For the bounty.
Dev, you're a liar.
All right. I knew I had a friend out there somewhere.
Thanks.
Besides, I guess I am my father's son.
You better hurry up, Dev. The stage will be pulling right out.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright.
Have you? Let's hear from you now.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Dev.
Little Joe.
Holly, you seem a little anxious to get Dev on that stage.
Well, the way I figure it, the quicker he gets through divinity school, the quicker he'll be back in Virginia City.
Well, I wouldn't count on that, Holly. After all, Dev hasn't said a word about returning here.
Oh, you don't know everything, little Joe. Dev and I have a secret understanding.
Did you hear that? She's still at it. She's still telling those stories.
I'm not a gambling man, Joe, but I'd be willing to place a little bet that that was no story.
No bet.
That's what I figured.
Hey. Boss.